Hi, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to be practicing a slow flow that will have us on our knees a little bit. So I am preparing by bringing a blanket in the center of my mat. I'll also be modifying some of our Surya Namaskara A's so that the knees will be down. So this will give us a little bit of extra padding for those as well. I have a bolster just in case you'd like to use a bolster for any of our practice today. I'm going to have a creative way to use it, so if you'd like to grab a bolster you can, but you can always use blocks as well. So grab 2 blocks, a blanket, and maybe a bolster, and meet me on the mat in a child's pose. And bringing the knees as wide as the mat. Just begin to breathe here in child's pose. Active through the arms. You might even tent the palms coming up onto the finger pads. And then wrap the biceps away from the ears, broadening the upper back, creating space between the ears and the shoulders. And take a breath in here. And a breath out. And thread the right arm underneath the left. And bringing the third eye to the ground in front of your right shoulder. Breathe here. Bring the arm back through center, and then take the left arm underneath, third eye to the earth, head in front of the left shoulder this time. And coming back through center, reaching the fingertips far out in front of you, melt the heart to the earth. And when you're ready, we're going to come up to a tabletop, pressing into the earth, bringing the knees back underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders. And from here, we're going to begin to work into our quads and hamstrings. So extend the right foot back to the back of the mat, toes on the ground, really flexing through the foot and activating through the back of the leg. Pull the left hip back as you broaden the collarbones and draw the navel in. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, I'll invite you to bring the right knee forward, right foot in between the hands, and then grab your blocks underneath your hands. Take a breath in here, a breath out. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, sink into the hips, maybe even lean back a little bit. And come up. Release the hands, straighten through the front leg for half splits, really working to broaden the collarbones. Beautiful, and then bend into the right knee. Left hand's going to ground for you. Step your right foot over to the right side of the mat. Bring your right hand to the inner thigh. Press the inner thigh away from the body. Maybe gaze over the right shoulder. And then maybe you can stay here. You can reach the right arm back, stretch through the front of the body, or you can bend the left knee, reach back for the top of the left foot, and sink the hips forward, wrapping the shoulder back. Releasing, bringing the hand back through center. And stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand and coming into a malasana squat. Bringing the block underneath you. Hands to the center of the heart. It's a little early in the game here, so I'm up on the highest height. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Release and forward fold. Heel to the feet together, about hips distance apart. Peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold forward. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up. And hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And plant the palms, stepping back to plank. Lower the knees. And chaturanga to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhaling, cobra. Exhale, tabletop. Extending the left leg back behind you. Toes to the ground, really stretching through the back of the leg. Nice work. And then when you're ready, take a breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to step the left foot forward. Bringing the blocks next to the foot. Inhale, coming up for lunge. Take a breath here in Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, sink into the hips. Maybe look up, maybe go back. Releasing the hands to frame the front foot. Straighten the front leg. Flex the toes back towards the shin. Bending into the left knee. Bringing the left foot to the left. And bringing the right hand to the earth. We'll take the left hand to the outer leg. Left leg, pushing the left leg away from the body. I'm just feeling what sensations arise here. Maybe gazing over the shoulder. You can stay here, you can reach the left arm back, or you can bend the right knee, reach back for the top of the right foot, and then sink the hips forward, wrapping the shoulder back. Release. Bring the hand back around. Tuck the toes. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Malasana, coming down to the maybe second height of the block this time. Beautiful. When you're ready, we're going to forward fold. Heel to the feet, hips distance apart, pinky fingers around the big toes. Bend the knees, elbows to the right and the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And plant the palms, step back, plank, lower the knees. Chaturanga to the earth. Untuck the toes. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Pressing back, tabletop. And from here, we're going to extend the left leg to the left and reaching the left arm to the sky and then threading the left arm underneath. Come all the way down, walking the right hand up. So nice deep twist here. Bringing the right hand back underneath you, press into the earth to unwind and release. Bringing the left knee back underneath you. Extend the right leg to the right. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, thread the right arm underneath, coming down onto the right shoulder head. Walk up. Walk the left hand up. And breathe here. Left hand comes underneath you, press into the earth to unwind, release. Bring the right knee underneath you. Bring the feet to the left. Nope, we're not going to do that. And press the hips back towards the heels for child's pose. When you're ready, bring the hands next to the knees, roll over the feet, come to a forward fold, back of the mat. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, hands through heart center. Bring the hands to the hips. We're going to step out to the right. And if you have that bolster, you can take the bolster and place it right in the center. Bringing the hands to the hips. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Taking that bolster, we're just going to use the bolster to press. Almost like a downward dog with a wide stance. You don't need the bolster, obviously, but it's just a little softer. It's a little nicer. It's a little more gentle. It's nice when we can bring those elements into practice. And then when you're ready, coming up halfway, bringing the hands to the hips and come all the way up. Turn your right toes to the top of the mat. Step your left foot to meet the right. Go ahead and widen the feet about mat's distance apart. And this time, if you do have that bolster, grab it again. If you don't have a bolster, that's okay too. You can sit on a block. But when you're ready, we'll take Malasana on a bolster or a block. And just taking a moment. We're going to bring the hands forward like we're coming onto our hands and knees. And we're going to bring our knees to the earth into a wide stance, almost as wide as the mat. And then let the hips come back. So it's not quite hero's pose, but it's not quite sitting on the heels. And if you have a block behind you, you're just going to move the block back. If you have a bolster behind you, you're going to move the bolster back. So this is where we're going to start. Now, you might say, Michelle, I need a bolster or a block underneath my pelvis, and that's great. This is a great place to be. Again, great support. You might say, Michelle, I don't have any of those props. And if that's the case, you can come to a cross-legged seat and go ahead and lay back. Wherever you're at, either cross-legged seat or in a hero's posture, we're going to lay back. And if you're on a block like I'm demoing right now, and you have another block and you have a bolster behind you, you might want to take the block and just set it right behind the head of the bolster. See, I did that just by myself without any help. And so I'm going to come in here nice and tight. For a reclined heroes or a reclined Sukhasana, whichever is in your practice. And you might reach the arms up overhead. So we're here for about 5 or 6 deep breaths. As you round out that final breath, go ahead and place the palms on the feet if you're in a reclined heroes. If you're in a reclined Sukhasana, then you can go ahead and place your hands next to your hips. And we'll come out of that posture and meet in a comfortable seat. Just taking a moment to come back to your breath. Notice how the breath has shifted and changed, even with this slower movement. And bring your awareness to the breath, and using the breath to bring the body back into a state of samana, balance. Bringing the hands to the center of the heart, honoring yourself for taking time to come onto your mat today to practice. Be well, yogis. Namaste. Excellent work. Great job. Thanks for practicing.